Hello, Dr. K. This is Recall with AEP 858, Module 15, case study for Truman Elementary School, load test scores. What I know, Category 1, Identification and Analysis. Truman Elementary is a suburban school with grades pre-K through 8. There are 3 classes per grade with 1 pre-K class. 15% of the students qualify for free or reduced lunch, 5% are ELL demographic. Students are scoring progressively worse as a group as they advance academically. Parents have perceived the negative reading results and starting to complain about the process to the local parent-teacher organization. The current principal has been at the school for 2 years, and she came there from inside the district. Federal ESA funds grant is available from the state based on reading programs, research reading programs. The principal has already made an assessment but has asked the reading supervisor there in the school to review the process to get a second opinion. The PTO president has sent a letter to the principal listing issues that the school reading program has, the approach, and it's communicating her organization's displeasure with the current reading approach at the school. Again, a federal ESA funds grant is available for research-based reading programs. What I know, again, reading supervisor did a review, and these were her findings. The teachers were using a basal reading program following the curriculum that was established. Reading instruction is disorganized, not set program, not patterns, not timing. It's very disorganized. Reading instruction is always done as a group. Skill development occurs solely in the context of basal instructions. Spelling instruction only occurs in basal context and within writing. The entire class receives the same skill instruction regardless of performance level. Content and delivery method of instruction has been deemed not consistent with current best practice. That's really the thing that stuck out for me when I read it, the supervisor's finding back to the principal. What do I need to know? What's the current reading curriculum at Truman Elementary? How long has it been there? What's the demographic of the teaching staff? Are they old? Are they set in their ways? Trust me, being old and set in my ways, it's hard to change at times. Or are they young, right out of college? Are they knowledgeable of more technology, of better data tools? What kind of perception data has the school collected from the parents? Have they done anything? Are parents just showing up and starting to complain because the kids can't read? What steps does Truman Elementary School need to do to be qualified for the ESA funds grant from the state? And what is the reason between the different results when you compare math and reading? Do we have an outstanding math department? And do our reading teachers suck? Or what's the problem? What's causing that? Identify the problem. Content and delivery area method of reading and instruction has been deemed not consistent with current best practice. So apparently it hasn't been changed in years, or maybe it's just not up to date. Parents in the PTO organization do not perceive the school as supporting the students' best interests in regarding reading instruction. Standard test scores in reading continue to worsen as students grow older. Reading instruction is not being based on individual student test results. Those are some of the problems. My action plan going forward: first, I would plan a staff meeting to discuss the issue and receive feedback from the staff and the teachers. I would meet personally with the PTO president, plan to attend the next PTO meeting. I would create an advisory team with administrators, teachers, and parents to discuss how we can qualify for the grant money. Then I would create a committee of teachers to standardize reading instruction and process. I was really surprised when I read the case study. There's no standard approach to reading. There's no organization around reading. So I think that's one of the first and easiest ways to attack this issue. Meet with the reading supervisor and the special ed chair to discuss support for ELL students around reading instruction. Now, obviously, the ELL students may not be special ed, but may have to include the ELL chair head. Here at the Elkhart, we don't have such a thing, so Normally, those kind of things are done just in individual teachers. I would ask other principals in the district how they're doing, what they do, as well as seeking instruction from superintendents. One thing I've learned is over time, there's no reason to really recreate things. Most everybody has experienced some of these same issues, so go to them and pick their brains and find out what's going on and how we can address it. Category 3, issue resolution for student success. Again, me personally, I think the standard classroom processes around reading, time and duration would be the first step. Holding mandatory professional development for staff around reading instructions. Interview individual teachers. I think I comment later on where you find out, you can look at scores. Maybe this teacher has, her students are doing much better than this teacher. We'll find out what this teacher that's doing really well is doing good. Why is she doing good? So interview the teachers. Review possible curriculum changes based on current best practices. Find out what's the best way to teach reading right now. And then use the grant money, if we do get it, to support ELL students and curriculum changes. The debrief. In my role as administrator is to make sure that student rights are being protected. And it's obvious that these reading score problems are not protecting our students. They're not getting fair instruction. They got to be fair to all students. Support the parents. It's our job. I had 3 children of my own, or 4 children of my own. My first and second son scored very high on the ACT, both scored 30s. My third son scored like a 19. But I really wasn't worried about it because he loved to read. He was a voracious reader, and to this day, he's still my hardest worker and best reader. So I never was concerned about that. So reading is very important. You got to create an environment of trust between the parents and the school district. If we're not serving our clients, and our clients are the students, our clients are the parents, if we're not best serving them, we need to make changes. We need to figure out what's going on there, find out what unresolved issues, what's causing this problem with the reading program. And then the underlying reason for lower reading test score may just be curriculum. It may be our instruction. It may be old teachers who don't want to change. You have to figure out what those are. Category 5, standards component, promotion of academic success. Test scores will need to be reviewed going forward. Seeing an increase in positive data around test scores would support the changes made to curriculum. Test scores can also identify exemplary teachers who can be interviewed about their approach and shared with others. And I'm a big believer of this. Not everybody's the same kind of teacher. You may have an outstanding teacher, and she may tweak it here and do this here and do this here, or one little thing here, that if the rest of the teachers institute, it could help all the reading scores. So looking for exemplary teachers to help academic success. Standards component 2, promotion of personal well-being of students. Improved test scores and ability will also increase the confidence in the district by the parents and the students. Increased confidence and trust in the district will also build support channels for student, academic, and personal growth. Standards component 3, promotion of community engagement. One of the reasons for the negative perceptual data was absolutely driven by the poor reading scores. Once established, that attitude or that perception is going to be hard to change. Small improvements over time will be needed to repair the trust and support. Improved test scores will build stakeholder support for ongoing changes in the instructional process. And, it's based on change. This is not working. We have to figure out why it's not working, and we have to change and do whatever we have to do to make it work. And until we do that, the parents aren't going to trust us. Acting as an change agent of continuous improvement by engaging families and community meaningful, reciprocal, mutual beneficial ways. This was a question I would have responded to the PTO and parental concerns. I asked the reading supervisor to review the instruction and create an advisory committee to try to figure out how we could qualify for the grant money to improve instruction. Category 5, next question. How did you as a building level administrator use the data presented to respond and communicate to the larger community? Well, I required teacher professional development. The first step would be to standardize instructional processes And I met with a special ed department chair to discuss support for ELL students as well as special ed students. Next question was, how did you as a building level instructor establish ongoing dialogue with decision makers outside the school concerning the efforts of teachers? Of course, I mentioned this before. I replied directly to the PTO president. I attended a PTO meeting, and then I established an open door policy for all parents in the district around reading improvement. And that's my module 15, AEP 858. Thank you.